Captain Blackheart was thirsty, so he rushed over to the ship's scuttlebutt, which was a small hole in a large barrel containing drinking water. He was shocked when instead of water, out popped a big green warty toad with an eye patch, which to the great shock of the Captain Blackheart that gave him nightmares all the rest of his life, spoke a very profound and slightly profane greeting. "You slippery son of a biscuit eater, how the devil are you?" asked the toad of the pirate captain. "Well, at least I'm not a toad eater." "True. However, that reminds me of a dream where I did terrible things to penguins with a croquet mallet. I suppose that is better than a golf club. Why penguins? Why not, I don't know, lemmings? Lemmings in a clip, you know," she said with a wistful voice. "How fun it would be to throw them off a cliff." So she did. Down, down they fell into the dark abyss. Their whole life flashed before their eyes. They watched their life story unfolding before them. Fond memories, not a pretty childhood, though. Then they realized that they were still falling. Down, down, ah! They screamed. Then they giggled hysterically as a six-legged cat fell over the banister and dropped like a bouncy ball down the stairs. He picked himself up from the bottom and glared at the gigglers. "My level of awesome exceeds that of everyone else," he said. "Stop giggling." "You're a vapid dummy head," she replied. "Seriously, why am I talking to you? You're about as deep as a petri dish. I should have known better than expect true culture from such a dense individual." With a sudden jerk, she pulled the handle. The door swung open easily, sending her back into the museum, falling into a sculpture of pink geese. How foul! Pink geese, who in their right mind would breed a goose with a flamingo. It's the most unusual thing she had ever seen at the museum. And she had seen many, many strange things at the museum, although geese and flamingos were probably in the top 10. The rest of the top 10 were, as follows: peacocks, snails, urinals turned into fountains, a lime green motorcycle, an upside-down helicopter, a diamond-encrusted skull, a painting of soup cans, and Drew Carey. All these art-like things drew the attention of Snodley McCormick, arts critic extraordinaire, who entered dramatically in a rhinestone-spangled cape and matching beret, which in France is a type of hat, or a chiffon. Then, to Mr. McCormick's shock amazement, he was assaulted by a mime. He stared at the pile on the floor in bafflement. "Sir, why do you throw salt on me?" "To purify your soul and protect you from the cold touch of the hungry dead." "At least it was for a good cause. If you didn't do it with my soul in mind, I might be offended." He shrugged, then looked behind the person he was talking to. In swooped in a pack of flying monkeys that weren't unlike the ones from The Wizard of Oz. Ah, monkeys! He didn't know what shocked him more, the fact that they were flying or the fact that they were all wearing an article of clothing called galgaskins? Okay. Pirate trousers from long ago. How do we get into a combination of Aladdin and Pirates of the Caribbean? The flying carpet suddenly took a nosedive and plummeted them into the town below. It fell into the town well, and they were wrapped around the rope, and one was stuck into the bucket. The water was cold and instantly sobered up the pirates. The flying carpet was so soggy it couldn't get out of the well, and they thanked it and climbed out. They came up and realized they were coming up from a subway entrance in the depths of a pyramid. It was at that point when they realized that none of them carried a copy of the revised, annotated, and revised again Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which of course is a problem, especially given none of them had thought to bring a towel either, which left them in quite a dire situation. Unknown to each other, they all missed the dolphins, and that was causing problems. The dolphins were genetically altered. They had the teeth of a great white and an almost vampiric desire for blood. In the end, the real objective was the conquest. It has always been the conquest, and anything along the way had only been a means to that ultimate objective, however briefly diverting. Weren't objectives the things you wrote out on the top of your resume? No. Objectives are those things that you say you're going to do and then don't, like laundry during Nana. Once, I didn't do laundry for the entire month of November, and it became sentient, started to speak to me. Then the sentient laundry escaped from the closet, an explosion of little bits of broken closet door, screaming, "Soap, soap!" in a chorus of stinky voices. Suddenly, a random woman ran up and threw a lot of cold water on them. They stood there shocked, blinking and dripping wet. What a way to end the day, which is what they did. The end.